Okay. Let's get really fixated on specific things and latch onto them for a while before the fixation dies. Yeah, I mean, again, some people are more... we were talking about, by the way, for the VOD watchers, but if you want to have these conversations and stuff, come to the stream, by the way. If you also don't want to be, like, so behind on the content. But we were talking about, like, how to avoid burnout, doing something that you're, like, you know, playing a fighting game for the same day, every day in, day out for a lot of times. And I think one of the big things is just, like, some people are just not... Like, some people need more variety in their lives, right? I think it is a person-to-person difference. Not everyone can do the same thing over and over. You play SF6 later? Yeah, pretty soon here, probably. In, like, 30 minutes or so, we'll probably boot up some SF6. Some people need more variety in their life, right? It can also be the case that, like, you know, you might turn something that isn't... Because Burnout, I think... just kind of to repeat what I was saying for the video audience here. Burnout, I think, is... essentially just... an indicator that you just don't find the thing fun anymore. So either you have spoiled the fun of it through your own mental and being too harsh on yourself and, like, expecting too much of yourself or having your goals be too lofty or is getting tilted, right? Or it's just, again, it could be both as well, but, like, you could just be the kind of person who just, like, you know, you can't do the same thing for a year over and over. You need more variety in your life. There are personal differences there, too. Sometimes it is very much a porque no los dos kind of situation, though. You might be doing both to yourself. You're just, like, naturally the kind of person who needs, like, change a lot, but you might need change more often if you keep ruining your hobbies by, like, trying to optimize all the fun out of them sometimes. Okay, Garuda. Ooh, baby, the chip. Just doing the whole deep, meaningful conversation with Burnout into all right, folks, so quickly. Yeah, it is a switch at this point, for sure. They have not built to grind one game every single day. Yeah, I mean, maybe, right? I think it's important to, like, not just... It could be a personal thing, yeah, but it's also important to not just... to make sure you're not ruining the fun in your own hobbies by trying to be too serious about it too often, right? Get grabbed, nerd. Like, at the end of the day, I think it's very important to remember that you are, for stuff like this anyway, like you're playing a video game. You gotta make sure that you are not, like, while it's good to try and improve and get better and all of this is wonderful. It's still very important to remember that, like, at the end of the day, your #1 goal should be having fun, and if anything is getting in the way of that, cut it out. Now, if you're not doing anything that's, like, unhealthy for you mentally, and then you also just, like, don't really feel the spark anymore, then sure, yeah. Maybe you just need something different, man. No one can do the same thing forever, and everyone needs some amount of variety at some point. It's just more so, how quick do you need that variety compared to others? Yo! Insight. That's what the Japanese pod says there. The only time I have fun in a game is if I'm serious. I'm the opposite end of the spectrum. I mean, in that case, still, like, you know, focus on whatever makes you have the most fun. Don't treat it like a job. This kind of happens every game I'm getting into, so I think I just need variety? Yeah, maybe. Again, some people, like, there's, it's almost like, it's like the inverse of, like, openness to experience, right? Like, the more openness to experience you have, probably the more variety you need in your life. I guess it's not really an inverse, it's correlated. Like, I'm a relatively, like, I'm relatively, I don't do that many new things. Often, too, because, for me, like, when I do try something new, I often get very deep into it, right? So I can't, it's like, it's hard for me to just, like, casually try new things. I have to be, like, quite certain that I'm going to enjoy them, because I tend to go, like, really deep into things when I start them. So it's hard for me to do, like, 50 things. So, as a result, I'm not really, like, you know, I'm not a super high openness person. I kind of, like, find the stuff that I like doing, and then I just do it. And, like, I don't usually try too many new things out. But if you're the opposite, then yeah, you probably need to, like, you know, probably need to do more. Someone might have already told you can flick the opponent pot slide it. I did it earlier this very game. There, I said. Wow. This game looks sick. This game is fun, man. Guilty Gear Strive. It's a little bit much. It's kind of insane with it, but it is very fun. And if you're a Geef enjoyer, Potemkin is the grappler experience on steroids, right? Oh, shit! I missed my shit. This fella has just not been pot-bustering me, like, ever. This shit hit me out of my armor before my armor could even start. Nice. Hit him with his Zangief. Hit him out of his own Oki. Yo, okay, alright. No jumping. Who do you think you are, good sir? Jumping at the boy. You play Potemkin. You know better than to do this thing. Okay. Strive is stupid fun, especially if you don't really take it all too seriously and taking the characters and what they do. Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's a very important note on this Burnout conversation. It is super easy to make anything not fun for yourself if you just start treating it like a... Like, even if your goal is to learn a skill and get better at it, if you start treating it like a job and like a performance review and shit, like, you can optimize the fun out of everything, right? I was talking to Ophidian about the mental stack. How far did you get with Eustace? It was a very bad day of Eustace. We played some really bad Eustace, and we just lost over and over. But I think the problem was, I think I have to, like, completely refocus. It feels like I'm trying to play Eustace like he Sora is, and he's just very bad at that. I think it's what I was talking about last week, but I kind of forgot it, because it's been a little bit since I played Eustace. But I think in the mid-screen, I have to just, like, not run Oki so up close, unless they have Red Grenade on them. And I have to just use Red Grenade less often, so I can actually have access to, like... you know, light and medium grenades. And have, like, my pressure with Eustace in the mid-screen be, like, zoning-based, slow-kill-based, grenade-based pressure. And then, like, that, even with like, Flamek knocking them down and all that, you will put them in the corner eventually, through zoning alone. And then once you do that, then congratulations, you know, once Eustace is in the corner, he's a character. He has good risk-reward. Unlike the bad risk-reward that he otherwise has in mid-screen. Like, it felt like even just running... my own offense in the mid-screen felt like I was losing. Oh, god damn, that low profile. He's so short. Oh, right, yeah, I got scarecrowed. Playing Eustace like a rushdown? Yeah. So I'm gonna try and, like, play a much more... I think I had the wrong conception of Eustace. I like told myself from what I've seen that Eustace is an all-rounder character. I think it's just not true. Eustace is a zoner, but, like, you know, just like every other zoner, he can do some pretty nasty stuff once he gets right in your face. But, like, Fairy can do that too. It doesn't make her an all-rounder. I thought Eustace was just worse Uno, but no. Uno is far more well-rounded than Eustace is. Any sense Thanks is kind of frustrated about it? Yeah, I think the important thing too is, like, try not to fight your, like, body too much, right? Like, if you're just not having fun doing something, you know, even if you're not going to take a break forever, maybe just, like, stop for a little bit, right? Don't try to force yourself to have fun doing something you're not enjoying right now. Especially for, like, recreation, right? Like, you know, there's going to be enough of that shit in your life as is. You're going to have to, like, go to work and shit, and it's not going to be fun a lot of the time. So, like, in the process of figuring it out, try to do something else for a little bit. Maybe you can figure out a way to make X or Y game fun again for you, and that's great. In the meantime, don't play the game. In the meantime, do something that you know is fun, right? And only do things that you find fun. Maybe I'll hop on the Strive game alongside you. Maybe, yeah. Like, if you're trying to figure out how to make something fun again, just stop doing it until you figure that out, is what I'm trying to get at. Don't struggle through something you don't find enjoyable to try and make it enjoyable again. Oh, nice, the bomb hit him. That's very funny. That dive kick from Faust is kicking my ass. And we kind of said we're supposed to be blocking it and then 6P'ing the follow-ups after it, is what I remember. It was my most recent revelation about that thing. This should be a tough spot for him, I think. Yep. That's a very tough spot right there. Right, Aegis, low health in the corner against Pod, no resource. That's what I've been doing. I know it's just forcing it is a terrible option. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well done, then. So many of my inputs got 8. Dude, this game's input reader is so difficult, it feels like. Like, this thing is very not generous, right? I wanted to back Scarecrow there at the end. Yeah. Yeah, the input reader in this game is very much... It's like... maybe it's more so, to be fair to Strive, maybe more so that, like, some of the more modern fighting game input readers are very generous, to the point that it sometimes causes issues, right? With, like they're so generous, like, you just, like, get inputs you straight up didn't put in. Whereas Strive is, you know, it expects you to be a little bit cleaner. Oh, it's gonna hit me. Yeah. Can't Pop Buster out with that thing. Can I side switch you here? Yes, I can. Oh, God, a little bit too far away for the funny, though. Do. Around star backdash. Oh, God. I got haha funny. Save me. Bomb. I should have been holding, yeah. I wasn't holding heavy there, or holding back, so I didn't get the immediate hammer fall off of Garuda like I should have. Oh, okay. Charge dust. Sure. I was not ready. The rumors are true. Ow. That's not a command grab, right? I think that's why he RC'd it. That was a bad burst. That's one of them hero bursts. Yep, yeah, exactly. Because now we go into the next round with no bursts, and the odds of that burst winning us the round were low to begin with, right? That was more so that was a kind of a thoughtless burst. 6p, sure. Whew. Thank you, 6H, for being infinitely active. Okay, yeah, that cancel seems pretty safe. I think I should be... Yo, Desley! Thank you for the raid. Hello, gamer. Do a sick SPD. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Gotcha. You're welcome. Oh, I tried to block to base that burst. I should have done PRC so they would be unburstable there. Very sick. I'm glad I was able to oblige you. Hello, Raiders. Hope you had a good stream, Desley. Thank you very much for the raid. Playing some Strive right now, trying to understand what the hell's going on. Fun game, but we're still very early on in our like learning process for it. Oh, right, yeah. Nice. Yeah, we mix that shit. Okay, fair. Good bursts. Yeah, okay, if I mash there, I can block in time. God, that's very good. RC to keep himself safe there, or plus even, dare I say. Bonk, bonk. This should be a tough spot, unless he scarecrows. Oh, which he did. Unfortunate. Nice. Podbuster being bigger than backdash is real crazy sometimes. Oh, good jump over the Garuda. That's bad. Should have done flick to keep it safe, I guess. I don't know what the meteors do. I think I just have to block them, right? I should be very afraid. Whoo! Should have done JH for the extra horizontal range, but JS worked out fine there. Only played Strive during release, but dropped it soon after. Nowadays only boot up it fast. I also only played Strive during Season 1 before this, but this game is fun as hell, man. It's kind of insane, but it's very enjoyable. If you find yourself wanting to play a new fighting game, I guess, want to play a little bit more Strive, I'd recommend it. It's kind of nuts, but I've been having a grand old time, dare I say. I think he's gonna 6-peat that. Oh, he looks like he's so close to Potbuster range there. But because he like, the animation itself, he leans so far once he's out of it. Oh, okay, couldn't heat knuckle him out of that in time. That's only off 2. Oh, I mashed in time. Or yeah, I didn't mash in time, so I didn't block. Again, probably a bad burst, especially with us having the lead there. Probably no need to do such reckless activity. But we'll take it, I guess. Oh, no. The funny super. Not my shin bones. Ooh! My new fighting game of choice ended up being Blaze Blue. Okay. That works. Whatever you're enjoying, Mr. Goat. Oh, okay. He's trying to kill me. For real. Oh, I thought I could get over that. No. It's a big-ass button, unfortunately. That works. There you go. Just gotta let the hammer fall rock for a little bit longer. Once again, gotta stop jumping in neutral quite as much as I... Oh, it's gonna get me. Yeah. I thought he's been jumping a lot, so I thought he would keep doing so, but no. There you go. There's the jumping I expected. There's the jumping order. Oh, okay, he recovers out of that faster than I thought he would. Oh, I got the boys. Oh, how many Fausts? What's up, dog? Oh, God, yeah. I got a match on that when I get hit by it. I keep messing that up, and therefore I keep dying. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I FD'd for... I didn't realize how long the bomb took to blow up there. I FD'd for way too long, and then I ran out of gas and just died to the chip. I forgot the bomb takes like 7 years to blow up. Desi, what are you talking about in my chat, man? You raid me just to goon in my chat? That's what we're doing now? You come in here just to goon? On the day, a lot of people hopping back on BlazBlue recently? You know? Mayhaps, perhaps. You come to me on the day of my daughter's birthday, you don't even think to call me Godfather? You come in here, you goon in my Twitch chat? Bonk, bonk. Born to shoot, forced to goon? Yeah. I think born to goon, forced to shoot, honestly. Bonk. Yeah, that wall sticks like that. It's a little bit awkward, honestly. What in the... Is this Celestial Oscar? What's going on here? I'm a Terra player, you have to give me some leeway? I mean, that's true. Known gooners. Just like Inchman here. Does VIP mean he got the Celestial at some point? Because right now he's in floor 10. It's gotta be cheating. You can't be allowed in here. Okay, so Asuka, you know, I just kind of like try and kill Asuka and hope for the best. I just kind of like do things and hope. Oh god. So true, bestie. Okay. Okay, that's recharge there as a gap, I suppose. I'm going to die. Yeah, I couldn't even RC it in time. That's fine. Didn't do that much damage, I guess. That's super. Yeah, that thing's too active. It'll catch Potbuster. Oh, he was like literally a frame out, a pixel outside of Potbuster distance. Well done. Oh, good conversion off the air to air. Good stuff. Okay, okay. Can you get demoted from Celestial? I don't believe so. I think it's like once you get there, it resets very often. It resets like monthly or something. Okay, I'll take that. Oh god. There you go. This time he's not out of range. There goes his mana shield. Oh, I tried to... Yeah, every time I try to burst bait, I forget I actually have to block. I can't just be doing nothing. I like let the stick go back to neutral, you know? But then I die. What if I just kept doing it though? I can't flick these cubes. Oh, what in the fuck is this? What do you mean? Bro, what is he doing? Ow, ow, ow. Oh, okay. Am I dead? I guess to RC this, doesn't he? No, he doesn't. Okay. It's gonna kill me? No, it's not. Okay, alright, alright. Then guilted out. This makes me want to examine everything. Man, that's kind of the careful. That's kind of what we're talking about earlier with like being too harsh on yourself, leading you to find nothing fun. Ow. Oh, thank you, Hammerfall Break, for the extra hit of armor there. It's that new. Oh, whoa, that actually put me in Guard Crush. I didn't realize he was plus like 75. Okay, okay. I was trying to like 5H him there. Oh, I'm gonna get hit by this, yeah. I was trying to 5H him there, but I was in block stun for so goddamn long. How does this work? This like goes under me, surely, right? Oh, but it's still... Okay. I didn't realize he would still be plus there. That super has a surprisingly low amount of recovery on it, certainly. Okay. I'm gonna die, man. Deeper. Oh, he drinks deep and greedily. You actually just hit the cubes with normals? Well, not when there's 17 of them, though, right? Like when he puts out like the 17 little red cubes, does he, like, can I hit all of those? Or is hitting one gonna get me hit by the others? There you go. Bursts, that is understandable. Yeah, the big ones though, like these big individual ones, that's definitely a good idea, you're right. For the small fellows, I'm not entirely certain. Oh, good match, yeah. We gotta do more flick, more true stuff to get him to sit down. So he doesn't just kill us off that. We can actually get the Garudas out at that point. Yeah, like this one, I don't think I can really... I don't think hitting the button is gonna do too much there. I mean, maybe? Oh, God, yeah. Tap Dust actually gets a combo off it, too. Oh, God. He's chain shifting. He gets his little pause there to figure out what's happening. He can teleport? I don't think I was aware. Is he alive? He's got the mana shield on. No, he's not. Okay, okay. Flick is your best friend in this matchup? I thought I couldn't flick the cubes. Like, when I tried it earlier, I died, I thought. It seemed like I could not flick them. Maybe I fucked it up. Like, the flick will, yeah, like, the flick will, you know, hit them like that, but I don't think it actually causes the little, I thought I tested this. It doesn't actually cause the little, you know, fireball that it does when it actually flicks a projectile. It's guaranteed slide hit, but I fucked it up. Oh, it does. Okay, okay, it does. Gotcha. I lied. Must have messed it up the one time I tried it. Aegis is also kind of my... I think Aegis is my actual best friend in this matchup, to be fully honest. Thank God he didn't bait that shit. That's 6p, right? Oh! My bad. Oh, good trade. We'll take it. We'll take it. Trying to do it with a bajillion cubes on screen is rough. Gotcha. How do you even learn how to fight a character like this? I don't know, honestly. I'm just kind of like doing it. Like, I think I'm just kind of like, I don't know what. I guess you have to learn the actual answer is like look at those icons and see what they do. Unironically, it's the character you have to read about probably to learn, is my guess. I should have canceled the flick again there to make that shit more real. I think you have to like literally read and like memorize. Like you got to do like Asuka flashcards, you know? Like putting this character in the game adds so much like, literally so much like homework if you want to actually know all the characters. Just because learning how to fight this guy, I think you have to do some flashcards. And like understand what all those icons mean and what test cases they're in and like when he can do what and when he can't do what. I can't OTG with 5H like that, gotcha. Oh, thank you for being so active, Garuda. Having like 28 active frames or whatever. Flashcards? No, for real though, right? Like, don't you, like, unironically, how do you spell, like, what is the fastest way to learn his, like, 30 spell icons and what they do, right? I feel like I'm not even kidding. I feel like you actually, like, if you wanted to learn how to fight Asuka quickly, you'd need to do some fucking Asuka spell flashcards, you know? This is why Guilty Gear is such an interesting game. Is they'll just, like, put this shit in the game and be, like, fully serious about it. Out, out. Not meaty enough. Unfortunate. Oh, level 6 beat. So true. Oh, I still have yet to do flick. Make that shit real. That's my bad.
Shifting structural fates.
Get away from me, good sir. Hawk 2-up. Yeah, he used all his health trying to get his mana back, right? So I just like kept doing that until. I mean, if he had done like an air dash or a cube or something, I might have been in trouble. But I still don't know what Asuka does. Bro's playing Yu-Gi-Oh or something. He only really wants certain things in his pool. Maybe not every spell, but a good quarter of them. I mean, it might be good to know. Yeah, you don't have to know like all of them, but. Also, unironically, when I played Asuka, I used flashcards. Like, no cap was very helpful. Not like I'm not kidding, right? Like, it just seems like I'm like, what is the best way if whether you're gonna play him or if you want to fight him? Like, what is the best way to learn what his spells do? Like, yeah. What is this icon? Oh, this icon is the multi-cube. What's this one? It's the teleport. What's this one? It's the gravity staff. I don't fucking know, right? Like, you have to actually get the flashcards so you can, because you have to like be able to recognize what spells it is at a glance to know what he can and can't do, right? Like right now, I'm just kind of like. You know, when he does things, I'm like, oh, cool, that happened. But you want to probably know in advance what he could or couldn't do based on what he's showing, right? Dealer showing 17. This should be good. Chain shift, so true. Oh god, not quite there to get him to actually block a Garuda. Unfortunate. So that teleport is like Bub's teleport. He's not exactly safe. Yo, there's so many of them. Hawk 2. I also tried to throw him there. That's why I ended up teching accidentally. Oh, he's got no mana. Plummy Tyler 1? Oh. Okay, never mind. I fucked it up. I was trying to pot buster his ass. I did not pot buster his ass. Now he's got mana again. This is catastrophic. Oh, okay, never mind. 6H got my back. Trying to memorize even a fraction of those spells whilst playing a game like this is something else. Again, Guilty Gear is a very, like, it'll just put characters like this in the game and it'll be like, deal with it. It's a very interesting game, for sure. You don't see this kind of stuff often. Yeah, there you go. Flick frame trapping. Thank you, homie. Very cool of you. Oh, is that no mana, Asuka? You wouldn't have no mana, would you? You wouldn't be the squishiest character in the whole game. Oh, never mind. I fucked it up. Oh. He baited my YRC with his BRC? It seems like cheating. We can't just do that. Ah, okay, I can't just 5p those ones over and over. Got it. Okay, the small red cubes seem like the hard... Oh, god. Of course, he gets 2 of them on that note. Nice. Caught his ass. It does give the game a sense of complexity. I, for one, think it's fascinating. True. Deal with it seems to a lot of Arx's games, which is funny. Maybe, yeah. They are not afraid to put just like crazy, complex nonsense in their video games, right? They just like they expect a lot from their players for sure, which is cool. Like Khan said, it gives it a sense of complexity. It gives it, like there's a lot to learn here if you really wanna. It's true with all fighting games, but you know, there's a game like this. Now, and the older Guilty Gears were even more nuts, to my understanding. Now, like, you know, OG Guilty Gear players look at Strive and be like, I don't know, they kind of dumbed it down. It's like a little baby game. I'm not really a big fan, you know? Which is just so... It's so strange to me to hear, because this game is so fucking complicated, it feels like. Exeter was something else? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Strive is their appeal to casuals, yeah. Which is like... What? Huh? They wanted a 9 in Guilty Gear with Asuka? Yeah, BlazBlue also, like, all the characters in BlazBlue have their own crazy shit going on at all times, right? Bonk. Get grabbed. Get Manalists. Hawk 2-0. Bro summoned nothing. The hardcore version? I guess so. Ground Star Cube. Yeah, green cubes, bro, I got that shit. Little red cubes? Please send help. I'm dying. That overhead is kicking my ass. SF6 is easier to learn and combo than SF6, yeah, it's just like it's less... The complexity in SF6 is in the system mechanics, for the most part. Like, once you understand the intricacies of the drive gauge and stuff, like, the system mechanics in SF6 are so strong that they sort of... It simplifies learning character-to-character stuff, for sure. Right? There's still a lot to learn in SF6, for sure. But, like, the universal mechanics are very important, right?
Sample gathered. Please cross-reference it with the book.
Not that they're not in this game, but... Yeah, the multi-hit cubes are a real big problem for Hammerfall, though, I tell you what. Out. Oh! Okay. We ain't got it like that. Okay, I'm going to help. New fighting gives them more similarities between characters in the cast. Yeah, more so, again, I think it's the way that they have tried to sort of make it a little bit less like this is, again, they put all the complexity in the system mechanics, right? Oh, nice. Like maybe this is like because I just don't understand anything about Guilty Gear, but like the drive system, I feel like is so much more intertwined in like every Street Fighter 6 interaction than like anything in Guilty Gear, right? Like as a system mechanic, the drive system is a much more complex system mechanic than like anything Guilty Gear's got going on. But then what happens instead is that like all the complexity in Guilty Gear is like in individual little weird fucking parts of people's toolkits instead, right? Ow. So where there's still a lot of, like, you know, people, like, make incorrect decisions about the drive gauge in SF6 at, like, even the highest levels of play to this day, right? Because there's so much to juggle when you're trying to, like, optimize everything. But, like, everyone kind of knows, you know, like, even, like, who's, like, a weirdo character in SF6? Like, who's, like, Dhalsim, I guess? Like, you know what Dhalsim's got, right? Like, it's fairly understandable, like, what that guy's doing, right? It's just the complexity comes from how every character interacts with the universal system mechanics. That's kind of where like the difference in character strength comes from a lot of the time too, right? Like usually very strong characters in Street Fighter 6, for example, are often characters that interact well with the drive gauge, right? Stuff like comboing with EX moves or being really good at like pummeling your opponent's drive gauge. That's like one of the biggest strengths of Zangief in current Street Fighter, right? Is Zangief just does so much damage to your drive gauge if you dare to block him. And then if you parry him, obviously his command grabs at that point get buffed, and they do more drive gauge damage as well, right? People like Bison or Akuma comboing with EX moves a lot is very good, because it means that they're regaining drive gauge as their combo is happening, instead of like comboing with the drive rush cancels, which means you're locked out of drive rush recovery. You know, Guile is like one of the main reasons Guile is strong is because he plays like the Burnout like burn your opponent's outgame better than almost anyone else, and that's why the only nerf he got in the Terry patch was to how much drive gauge he got when his when his booms hit, right? I also like this is very like Street Fighter centric right now. But my point is that like the system mechanics, the universal mechanics of Street Fighter 6 are much more intertwined with everything and much more complicated, whereas fighting characters in Strive feels so different character to character, because while yes, like obviously like Roman Cancel is a very strong system mechanic, right? Or like Wild Assault or something, right? I mean, Wild Assault wasn't even in the game on launch, but you know, the idea still stands. They are not as big a part of the game. Yes, yeah, like they're even in like newer Strive. I'm sure Strive is more like this than like Strive is more like this than like Plus R was or something. But even Strive, like its system mechanics are not as important as something like SF6, right? Is Granblue kind of in between? No, Granblue is very heavy on system mechanics too, right? Like Granblue is very much, it's much closer to that SF6 side of the spectrum, right? Because like Brave Points and like the Brave Points resource war in Granblue is pretty much the entire fucking game, where it's like that and like, yeah, I mean like obviously character differences matter in every game. They matter in Street Fighter, they matter in Granblue, otherwise it wouldn't be a good fighting game. But like the strength, like 2% away, yeah, like maybe, yeah, the drive gauge is still like, the drive gauge is the most interesting system mechanic that I've experienced, right? But like, yeah, like Brave Counter is so incredibly powerful in Granblue, and it is very clear that the game is almost like bounced around it, right? And again, that's where you get like the best characters in Granblue are the ones that have like so the way funny enough, the big strong system mechanic in Granblue is throw protection and strike teching. The fact you can tech with the strike button, right? So the characters in Granblue that are very good are often characters that can like deal with Brave Counter very well, or they have very good throw baits, because the defensive options in Granblue are so strong, right? Granblue is a very defensive game. The defensive options in maybe that sounds like crazy to you if you're like newer, but Granblue is a very defensive game. So the defensive options in Granblue are so goddamn strong that strong characters become characters with like real mix, right? Like if we're talking about Strive right now, right? Think about it for a second. That in Granblue, having a 50-50 is a really big deal, right? Like if you play Strive, that must sound hilarious, but like having a 50-50 in Granblue makes you like really good, and usually those characters like pay for that with their lives, and if they don't, they're probably top tier. If you have a 50-50, right, you're probably like, either you're like Ladiva or Fairy or someone who pays for having that 50-50 with your life, or you're like Zeta or Grimnir or something and you're top tier. Almost entirely because of your 50-50, right? Having like a good throw bait is very important in Granblue. Having a good BC bait is very important in Granblue. If you look across the best characters in the game, essentially all of them have to have at least like multiple of those they have to deal with the system mechanics well. That's what makes strong characters in Granblue, right? Belial is kind of like the only exception to this, but the thing with Belial is, I mean, say he doesn't have a good, like, say Belial doesn't have like, you know, a good throw bait is kind of weird, because like the universal throw bait is so good for him because of far H, but yeah. His whole thing is just that he's like, essentially, he just like is the most flawless character that exists in the game as it is, right? But, you know, talking a lot about other games besides Strive, my point is that like this, I think, makes Strive more difficult to pick up, actually. Because, and in a way, it makes it deeper, too, right? It makes it deeper, certainly. Like, because there is so much more variance, it feels like, matchup to matchup. I can't just, like, understand, okay, I know how Roman Cancel works, I know how Wild Assault works, you know, I know how to, like, burst bait, cool, I can play Guilty Gear Strive now. It's just not the case, right? And to be fair, it's not the case in Granblue or Street Fighter either, but it's much closer to that. Like, if you understand how to deal with 6XL and Brave Counter and how to throw baits in Granblue, you can fight a lot of people. Like, you until you get to, like, high level, you can fight a lot of people with just that knowledge, right? If you have, like, a good idea of how to throw bait, how to, like, deal with 6XL and how to deal with BC, and, like, how your character does that best, the nuance really only comes in at, like, some of that higher level of play. Like the really deep nuance where it's like, you know, little interactions, like thing by thing, by matchup, by player, by character, by character. But in Strive, it's like, at a base level, you better have a good idea of what the fuck Chips Enough is doing, or else you're just going to die, right? Strive, the way like they make it more casual friendly, for example, is that they do like the game being as high damage as it is means you can just like get lucky on 2 interactions and win sometimes, especially if you're playing this Potemkin guy, right? And like, you know, one of your unoptimized combos looks like that, right? This is like horrible, terrible, unoptimized pot combo looks like that. Suddenly it's like, oh, okay, like, yeah, you can just like get lucky a couple times not knowing what the other guy's doing and just win anyway. But yeah, anyways. That's probably going to do it for the striving for today. It's like cool little tangent we got into in the end there. The new rope thing for Chip, yeah. In strives, I really need to play against this character a lot before I can feel comfortable existing on the screen with them. Yeah. Like character, knowing what the other guy is doing is important in every fighting game, but it's like... I will say, I don't want to make too many statements about strive too confidently yet, because I just don't understand the game. It's possible. Right, it's possible that as you get better at Strive and you can zoom out a bit more, because what I was gonna say is that like, oh, for example, right, like in Grand Blue, right, at the end of the day, everyone in some way, shape, or form is running like the game's universal strike throw pressure, right, for the most part. And there's like some characters that have like some more interesting stuff, like Eva command grab or like Zeta fuzzies or something like that, right? Whereas in Guilty Gear, it feels like the tools interact with defense much more differently, right? But it may be the case, honestly, that as you get higher up and you get really good at Guilty Gear, you're like, yeah, everyone's just doing, you know, everyone's doing X or Y or Z. Like every character is just doing, because if you, like, my point is, technically, every single fucking fighting game in the world is always strike throw, right? Can you unlock the DLC stage before ranked 30 seconds? Yeah, sure. Like everyone's playing strike throw all the time. Like even mix is just strike, right? It's high, low, left, right, strike. But like, is there like a very cookie cutter pattern that offense falls into in Guilty Gear for every character? Maybe. I honestly don't know. Maybe, but I don't know, right? I can't, but to me, it seems more so like character's offense is much more varied character to character, and I think the reason for that is because this game is totally okay with, like, pot is not special for having a 50-50 in this game, right? It's just that its 50-50 is, like, it sends you to hell, right? Whereas in this game, it's like, it's very important, I guess, to learn. Yeah, okay, I guess I'm having a little bit of trouble stating my opinion here, but I think it feels like the RPS points in Guilty Gear are much more numerous character to character. There you go. That's sort of the one-sentence summary of what it feels like so far, right? The amount of places that you have to guess on offense or pick an option on offense and Strive is much more varied than it is in Grand Blue or in SF6, right? Maybe that's wrong, but that's the one-sentence summary of that idea, I think. And while I think you have maybe even more defensive options to pick in Strive as well, but a lot of them are not as strong as some other defensive options. Like, overall, defense is very strong, but you have to pick the right tool for the job, right? Like, you have, like, faultless defense, you have push block, you have Roman cancel, right? You have just, like, good old mashing, you have jumping, you have backdash in the corner, because backdash is frame 1 strike involved, you have DPs, right? And to be fair, if you want to list that out for Grand Blue or Street Fighter 6, you get, like, 5 things, too. But, like, it feels like in Strive, it's more so instead of 5, it's, like, 8 or 9, right? Defensive options. So, like, the RPS points are more numerous, and the possible choices in that RPS are also more numerous, it feels like. And it leads to a more complicated defensive and offensive game. Alongside with those choices not being quite as universally... There's fewer universally shared mechanics that lead to those choices, I think. Ram's example of a top tier now, the advantage in sword toss, guard crush is insane. You can't even pre-input grab because of mechanic with the projectiles and throws, making Ram have a lot of options. Yep. The defensive options will always determine how the fighting game is played, right? Like, how you can play defense is always going to determine who's good and who's bad and what you do in the fighting game, and the characters that are good are always going to be the ones that have a good way to deal with the defensive options of a game. It's just, there is no fighting game where this isn't the case, right? The defensive options are what dictate the offensive play and not vice versa. Also, just another Brazilian, thanks to the follow, man. It's been, in every fighting game that I've played, at least, that's the case, right? So, with that in mind, characters that can, like, circumvent defensive options or oftentimes option select, like, multiple defensive options with one move, right? So, for example, to give a more concrete example of this, right? Like, say, You know, like the really good throw baits in Granblue, for example. They'll beat you mashing, they will beat you delay teching with a strike, and they'll beat you delay teching with a throw, right? So like that's what makes them good. TK flip, sure, yeah, right? Like strong offensive, TK flip counts. Like TK EX flip for an arm counts, right? It beats you mashing and it beats you throw teching, right? So it option selects and it's plus on block. It beats. They can deal with multiple defensive options with a single move, right? And the reward on it is very high too. And it beats you teching both ways. It beats you delay teching with strike and with throw. So that's a good example of what, like, when people say like, oh, you know, like TK flip in the corner from Narm is very scary. That's why, right? Because it beats multiple options in a safe plus on block way that's very high rewards. Of course, the way it's balanced, that it's a cooldown. It's an EX special. If you could do that, if like TK flip did that, she'd be top 1, right? But because it's a cooldown, it's suddenly like once she does that, her offense gets a lot more toothless in the corner, right? Anyway. So for example, right, like Johnny can do that shit, but he just does it anyway. Right? Like Johnny can just like do like this is an example where Guilty Gear is like a higher power level game than Granblue, right? Despite their different styles of game, Guilty Gear is a higher power level game because like Johnny, for example, can do like TK Misfinder 50-50 high-low. It's a 50-50, which Narm TK flip is not, right? So he can do like instant like TK high-low 50-50 into high reward and it's plus on block, but he can just keep fucking doing it. Of course, yes, to set up card, right? But still, right? That's kind of like, that's where you can see like the power level difference. It's like Narm is just not allowed to do something like that in Granblue because it would break the game. Whereas they can give characters stuff like that in Guilty Gear much more freely because there are so many more options and characters in general have so much like stronger defensive options. Right, so if you compare, for example, Potbuster is armored and throw invul. Ladiva SPD does not do that. If Ladiva SPD did do that, it would if Ladiva SPD was armored, if it had hit of armor and it was throw invul, right? Like that Ladiva becomes very oppressive, I think, because then you have to. I mean, it wouldn't really backdash would still kill her, but you know. I'm getting into all of this. Honestly, you know what? We're going to do a lot of discussion-style content in December. We'll probably like redo something like this in a more structured format, but I'm just getting too far off the rails right now. We got to play some Street Fighter 6, so let me not get too lost in the sauce. VOD watchers, we haven't played Guilty Gear for like 13 minutes, but I'm sorry. I hope you found that discussion on like different fighting games and design a little bit interesting. I'll revisit that in more detail at some point. But if you like the video, any kind of like, subscribes, comments, bell, all that good stuff helps out a lot. I also stream every day from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, except for Fridays, so come by and hang out. I also have a Discord, great place to make some friends, get some matches, all that. But if you want to join there, be nice, rush you 2 in the head in Minecraft, link in the description. Most importantly, hope you had a good time hanging out today, as always. I know I sure did. Very fun conversation, good games before too. We're still trying to work our way through understanding some of these characters bit by bit here. Our pot game plan still needs some work, certainly too. More Wild Assault is definitely on the doctor's table there, and maybe we'll start doing that next time. But for now, having a lot of fun with the big boy. Going to be a lot more coming your way, and until then, I will see you in the next one. Peace.